Interesting day fighting with AI.
Yeah, I thought our woes were over when AI took over and we wouldn't have to yell at things anymore. Not yell, but things wouldn't break things all the time,
Yeah.
like junior devs.
Cheers, mix, click, and code with Boozy browsing, sipping and fixing the web one cocktail at a time.
I've I've gotten to the point where I almost feel like every instruction that's important, I need
Mhm.
to bring in like the full steps. And I thought I was done with that with these tools. But
Well, we can get into that. Well, start with the drink. Now I'm debating. I should mix alcohol in it or not, but this is gonna be something I want to mix with. But it's like special version.
it's not
America.
I think it's just your video. I can't read it. It's kind of blurry. I
Oh,
think it's great. I think it's a connection between us.
you see
Oh, it
this?
must be mine because mine's not even up. This is like a my network must suck.
Oh, so it's a Super Mario.
Super Mario. I could see the
Super Mario
purple.
Galaxy movie's coming out in like May, I guess. So
Hmm,
it's the version of it. So I bought it.
I
And I
didn't.
was gonna mix that with the Korean drinks actually. Soju.
Mm,
But this is gonna be like although it's like I think it's considered wine, like 21%. So is that wine?
wow.
But
I don't
I
think
always
so.
consider it as more like a spirit, like
I
liquid.
mean, it's closer for
Yeah.
sure.
It tastes like vodka pretty much.
Yeah,
So I will have a shot of this at this.
nice. Well, I'm going with still non-alcoholic stuff for a little bit longer. Which direction? Oh, I don't any so it's one of the Athletic Brewing. It's their dark one, technically dark. What's the name of it? All Out is the name. It's an extra dark.
It's funny, then college, we had this game.
I've never seen it before. To pull it like that?
So you twist this. Oh, so you twist this pretty much,
Yeah.
and then you go around and flick it. So whoever actually flick it completely has to drink.
Oh,
So it's like you'll go around the table and you flick it, and then like it's kind of like Zanga in a way.
yeah.
But yeah, so like this is actually considered one of the stick drinks. So, like any cat like this will do that game in college.
So do you just flick it when you're by yourself until you get to drink?
Well, it's not fun like that. It's like
I
it's
know.
supposed to be like, when you have like bunch of people. It's like a
Yeah.
drinking game in college.
I know.
I went to school, we tend to drink a lot. Yeah, we had wahoo, which is like a it's a fish who drinks a lot of water. So UVA people, shout out to wahoos.
Makes
They
sense.
considered drinking a lot.
This is as good as I remember it.
I can't taste anything
I
that's
I think
dangerous.
this is my last one out of the pack. I won't I don't mind other non-alcoholics. This one is not my favorite. It just tries to be a beer a little too much,
Yeah.
but it's not.
What does that mean? I think the only one I was okay with was, what's it
Like
called? Guinness.
think back, I mean, to me, it's like when I ever first had a beer or something and I just ugh, like that type of taste where it just doesn't it's not like I like beer and this is not
I
super
still feel
pleasant.
that way with a
It's
lot of
hard
beer.
to finish it.
Yeah, like, I can do stouts now, but I can't
Mm.
do any other beer. Sometimes, like, very citrusy beers, I I just don't like it.
I like those when it's hot or when I'm outside or a barbecue.
I drink it if I don't wanna drink heavier drink like wine. But alright, so,
Yep.
what are we talking about today?
Well, we talked about our AI agents a little bit when we kicked off the call. So you
Uh-huh.
want to talk about the pros and cons
Right,
of using agentic AI to do web development and
right.
software integrations?
Yes. So, I guess, like, our title to be was, "We hired an AI junior dev." But in reality, it wasn't really for that. I also wanted to use it for more like a VA.
Yeah.
And I know it's actually after Open Call came out, like all these LLMs are having different agents to do things like that. But of course, like the people, developers, and we're super into open source. We wanted to dive into open source and experiment more, and then because it gives more fuller control, and then also over developers, so we wanted to learn more about it.
Yeah.
So we both, I mean, I was more hesitant to start on it, but like once I saw some of the things that you're doing, so I was like, all right, I got to get into this. So I started it. So I'm only in like what, couple weeks into it now, using
Yeah,
it.
about 3, maybe 2.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's only been 2 weeks, and there's a lot of fights with that going
Right.
on. So this is more for, I mean, like you were more experienced with it. This is more for like, we started working on it, not experts on it yet, but some of the experiences we had, some of the annoying portions and some of the benefits. Wanted to start talking about it maybe down the line, a couple months later when we really use it and figure it out. We could probably talk about it more.
I feel like I mean, so I've been work with my setup for about a little over a month, I guess, because I feel like I had a full month in almost a full month of credits tokens used up in February. So a little over a month. I feel like in that time, I'd be ready to give my AI like a full annual review. And if I really thought about it, I don't know that he would be making it to year 2, but
Yeah.
there needs to be a lot of improvement. There'd be significant things to be marking up on about, and I don't think it should expect an annual increase either,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my opinion, from what I've done. But that's like if I just had to dump it all out there, I think we can talk about details 'cause there's a lot of really cool stuff it does do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely. Well, so just one sense to it. Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I like it a lot. I
Yeah.
like the concept a lot. Um, and for those that don't know, there's a lot of security issues. Well, I put it quotes. There's real security issues installing this. Do not install it on anything you have other
Right.
things running on. This is made for putting on a machine. People do it on online as well, like on hosts and things, but whatever. Put it on a machine that is wiped and ready to start from scratch, and
Right.
then put the right stuff around it. Like I'll note with that. That being said, it's really cool. Like you said, it's open source, so the things it could do are almost endless because you could build anything into it that you don't have already or contribute back, or
Mhm.
there's new things coming out constantly.
Right.
It's a really heavily supported tool set now.
Mhm.
Um, and there's so what is it? Claude, they called it desktop Claude. Um, because
Yeah,
I
they have
think
something app
I
that's
haven't looked into. I can't name it because I can't. I've only used those a little bit because they're not as interesting as this is.
yeah.
Like they're cool, and I think they do. I think I might use the Claude version for my like actually running on my laptop, my actual work laptop,
Mhm.
because it does have security guardrails already in place, and it can also do some optimizations on like my my files, like my local files. I might give it access to my email to clean some of that up. Um, where OpenClaw is, I kind of told you this as well. We both look at it as an employee.
Right.
Like
It's
limit that employee to certain access and let it do its thing. Um, it's
yeah.
been interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And then like, yeah, we got an isolated machine, wiped it out completely, just
Mhm.
certain access that only, it's like, yeah, we're treating exactly like a human that they're not supposed to have any access to, wouldn't have any access to those.
Right.
But for me, before I was doing any development or assigning any development work, I wanted it to be more like a research assistant.
Yeah.
So I'm using it for more on the marketing research and some of the like the research I need to do. So I'm using that more, and I'm just starting to give tests on development work, like a light work, and starting to get frustrated with some of the things that you mentioned before, and like, oh, I get it now.
Mhm.
Especially today, I was about to like pull it out and throw it out the window
Yeah.
because it's a stupid mistake. it surprises me with the bigger thing. It just makes the stupidest mistake.
I'll go into a little detail on the one I did. So I have the way it works. You have an agent basically, but I have sub agents. So I've named them all. I'll talk about some of their names. But I have one agent that is kind of like my operations or like account management. So they're kind of looking at all the tickets and all the things, and they're really for my internal, like giving me dashboard data and dashboard reporting so that I can do things. So I had it today. Try to kick off a new kind of thing around checking for security updates and like plugin updates for the WordPress sites that I'm maintaining on my side. Right. This is something I've had automated, but on the dev side, but I wanted to bring it over to the account manager essentially. So I did that. It did a really good job. It created Jira tickets for everyone. It was very verbose. I had it tell like in the ticket to only do internal comments and make sure you follow our internal dev process, which is to open a PR against deploy dev.
Sure.
So just what we call it, and it'll deploy, and then we proceed through that. So all that's done. And I shift over to my developer, who I call Dana. Dana, I tell it, all right, we've got, I think it was like 4 or 5 Jira tickets. Take a look at those. Go ahead and run with them. And it ran with them. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing looking for SSH key, found it, logging into production server. Like, what is going on? Like, plug pulled. Like it was about to, because, and I've had this issue before when they're marked urgent, it somehow, and this is such a junior dev type thing to do. I've worked with so many people that thought it was urgent, so they're going to fix it right away. And like, no, of course not. And the fact that the ticket said it, the fact that I actually put it in my message to follow our workflow, and it just failed on all those guardrails. The only guardrail I didn't have is that on one of the sites I had set up, it was a newer site that I had it set up. So it still had production access to that site. It's like, of course, the other ones it doesn't, but still, it's one of those things. The more access it has, the more things it can screw up. And yeah, it's still a junior person. And it literally said, "My bad," when it came back. Like those were its words. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. I
Like,
actually had a
no.
almost same experience because I was actually using it on my personal site. So it's not like it's also there's no much traction on it. So like I wanted to test it because I know it doesn't matter if it does something to the production server on that one because it's my personal site for not related to client work.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I already had content creation tool made. So like it just needs to pull the content from there because it will auto generate based on all the research it does. Like I built that application a while ago and I was always manually doing it and putting it into the post. So what I wanted it to do is update reevaluate the application app I already created, make it better, and use that tool to grab the blog post generated morning and night and publish it, but don't publish it yet. Always put it into draft. And once I say it's okay to go, then you publish it. That was the workflow. And obviously you can kind of guess. Well, first thing, I initially said, don't update the app yet because it's already working. Just clear out the workflow to draft and review and publish first. Because like I need to figure out all the keys and all the connections in order for that to start doing it. And it's like I spin up a sub agent. It can't talk to anything about Endeavor stuff because like it's not related to that at all. But I wanted to set that up as more like a marketing content creator. So of course, it went to trying to change the app first. Just made all these updates to the app. So app alone, it doesn't work. It only works with the API call now. So the actual app is broken on it's internal app. So I didn't actually publish it, but it's an app that I can actually do on the screen. That portion is broken now, but it works on the API call. So it grabs the information in the API, and of course, it just published it. It published like 5 different posts about like a very little variation of difference.
Yeah.
And it's all the same thing, but it's like each one is missing something. And I'm like, do not ever publish without my consent. And it went ahead and changed this because, all like it's a WordPress site. Everything's supposed to be just post. And it decided to call this morning and night one into a morning brief and deep dive PM or whatever. So it consider as a 2 different content types, and it will start failing because it doesn't match the post type now, content type now. And it's running through all this. Like it took me a couple hours to even hash all these all these little issues that it created. And while it was keep pushing so like I had my own GitHub repo as well. And initially was trying to push it. I was like, oh, I don't have access to it. I was like, no, you never push to my GitHub. That's
Mhm.
enough stream. You have the workflow. So I start making the PR and I'm looking at it and I was like, I asked it to change the post type to be just post. You don't need 2 different post type and it will change all different things except for that one. I'm like, why are you doing this? The only thing I wanted to change was just one post type. And it just
Yeah.
took forever to keep going back. And I'm also like the biggest thing I was getting annoyed. I think you mentioned this before. You warned me before. It's like it will constantly push to the updates to the PR that's already merged.
Yes, it still is, mine still does that,
Yeah.
but
And
also doesn't sometimes. I will see it say, "I checked and you closed it," and then it'll open a new one. It's like, well,
yeah. No,
do
it
it
actually said,
once.
oh,
I
it's
can't do
already
that every
like
time.
it's accidentally closed. Like, no, I merged it already.
Right.
I'm like literally yelling at it. But it's at a point that it doesn't publish. It actually just makes the post, but it still has issues that it will create 2 different posts with the same content with like a very little variation at the end. I'm like, no. And also there's like it decided to put the YouTube embed. It will put the same video from like yesterday and then the day before. I'm like, you have to make sure you're not putting the same YouTube videos and then it will change all these other things. So in a way, it was
Yeah.
it's production. If it was a client site, it would have been a problem because it actually published it in the beginning. But yeah, so like all this junior developer makes as a mistake, I'm seeing it. And then it's more annoying that junior developers, when you tell them, they remember and don't do it.
At
They have
least
a
for a
bad
while.
you. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't remember it. Like you have to constantly repeat it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I haven't had it make a mistake as big as it did today for me, in a couple of weeks. And I forwarded you the video and blog post about memory, which
Yeah.
was interesting to see why I had so many memory issues with mine of it remembering things. But it's not fixed fully, but it's definitely getting better
Mm,
on my side. Um, the amount that I can give it though, and I'm not able to give it like I did today. I feel like if I give it things and it can do a lot of things, it typically will fail for some reason and fail really fast. Versus when I'm giving it one-off tasks that have a lot of stuff to do, but it's one task, it seems to get through those fairly easily.
mhm,
Um, and without error a lot of times. So I'm not sure what the best for me, what the best approach working with some of them
mhm.
are. I mean, I watch some of these YouTube videos, and if people are interested in OpenClaw, like I watch all these people that, oh, it's automated, it's 24/7. Like, I don't know how you get these things to run 24/7 on their own, like, or
No,
how you'd ever have that much work
right.
um,
Yeah, it
to
does it
give them.
really fast. And
It
then
it it
waiting
it
for
finishes
yeah.
so fast that I can't, like, I do it and then go do my regular work. I I if I was constantly feeding it work or creating tasks for it, even if it could create a task for itself, right? Which some people say it's doing.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know how you would ever do that without spending like $1 million in tokens in a month.
Yeah, that too.
Um, like
But it also is like
because it burns through tokens so fast when it's constantly doing things, and that like that when it's done and then you sit for an hour, then fine, it's just a normal rate.
yeah. I mean, the things that it's doing is so fast and also you still have to check a lot. There's a
Mhm.
lot of weird mistakes. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah. it's constant oversight.
Yeah, it's like constantly you have to look at it to make sure that it's not going to like some derail to a different world or
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know how that can actually keep it running all the time, without being on the phone. Like, well, keep giving them directions on what needs to be done. What
Yeah,
was
I'm still only I think that's why I'm still only able to have it do, like, maybe the output of, like, 4 or 5 people,
yeah,
which is incredible,
right,
but it's because I am the bottleneck, which is an important bottleneck because
right.
of all the things we've already talked about. Like, it will go off the rails really quickly as it's managing itself and doesn't even seem to care,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
about it.
What I was really surprised about was sometimes it's the quality of work can be very good,
Mhm.
but like the little mistakes, like some of the directions that we give or can be very important gets missed. But some things I was impressed with is more on so now like there's so many different technologies, so many different tool sets, so many different libraries that you can dab into to look at it. It it will research it and apply it so fast so that it's very surprisingly interesting to see like, "Oh, right, is there such thing?" I was like, "Yeah, then use it, then try it. If it
Yeah,
works, it works." So that portion is really good. It just goes out and research it and then independently just suggests that like this might be the good um, solution for certain
right.
things.
Yeah, its ability to go from seemingly 0 knowledge
Mhm,
to expert level kind of implementation of something
mhm.
because it can read all the documentation so fast,
Right. And
is pretty impressive.
also, like, I was actually going through the logs to see what was actually causing stuff. I could just
Mm,
feed in the logs and it will gonna scrape through it and then just find it right away,
yeah,
and also figure out what that issue was actually, and research it on like the actual is it a known bug and whatever what caused it. So those kind of things, like tedious work, was very impressive to find.
yeah. See, I wonder if that's what some of these people that are talking about 24/7 type things, because I do have it running 24/7 because it's constantly
Mhm.
well, it reads its own email, but it's also constantly looking at log files.
Uh,
It just doesn't do anything, right? It does it every 5 minutes typically, for some of the things I have it set up for, but it just doesn't have to create any like, I don't have it even if it could, I don't have it, like, do something based on the log files. It's gonna just give me a report in the morning type of thing.
yeah.
So I guess if I was gonna do, a fancy YouTube video with a big title, I have it running 24/7,
Right. Yeah.
and I have 5 people, like, I've quote unquote "replaced" 5 people, but we didn't have them
Yeah.
doing the work I'm having it do. It was kind of off
Yeah.
on its own before anyways, so
Yeah, I mean, like some of the things that the monitoring things, like I'll have it watch and monitor, constantly look at like a new like conferences that we can go to. Those kind of things is actually researching it, and I have to
right.
limit it because I don't want to do it all the time. I have to limit it to do it and like once a day or like whatever, so I don't have to burn through the tokens.
Yeah.
But those kind of things, it's actually pretty good at going out and do things.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. And it's like you talked about an app for you. Like I'm having it build things that I've wanted to build for local kind of things forever and just never could have had the time to finish them out.
Mhm.
Um, like for migration tools or for audit tools. Like I've had all these things kind of built as like scripts that had to be manually created and now it's now creating dashboards and like
Yeah.
UI tools for me to just click a button on my phone sometimes. Like I can fill out a form and submit it on my phone, like to kick off an audit to like a pre-sales call or something.
Mhm.
And it gives me, we kind of demoed it in a previous episode, part of it, but it
Right.
now gives me a full workflow of steps for me to approve as I'm remote because it's just posting it to an app that it built.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my like I think that some of the things as like a assistant role it's doing well is also it's like I'll have an API for my
Mhm.
calendar to see like, and then just sign it certain things to itself for the ones that are tagged on their name. So those kind of things are a little easier, and it's those kind of things can be very time consuming, and that reduces time for me, which is good. and that's helping. But yeah, it's still has to be very much monitored even for any task like that because like
Yeah.
it's some things surprises me and some things surprises me to the other end. I was like, how did you fix this and do not know how to do this?
Right. I think the one thing that excites me about this, I feel like there's two times that I've been excited like this. One, when I first learned about the internet and learned that you could like build things and put things on servers when I was in high school.
Right.
And then the second time in my memory is like I shifted from enterprise proprietary CMS work into open source
Yes. I
CMS work
did that
and
too.
web development.
Yeah.
And it was so much more exciting because there were so many opportunities. You could do so many things, and there was so much to read about, and so many people doing things. And I feel like that's somewhat where the excitement for me is, where I'm spending a lot of time doing and trying.
Mhm.
I'm now starting to like utilize it for actual work, which is great too. But I'm still spending so much time out of work playing with things
Yeah.
around it. So
This is more like, how can I use it to make it more efficient for my day-to-day work?
yeah,
It's gonna be more exciting and like some of the research and some of the things like even like, um, be more proactively reaching out to certain things for speaking engagement and things like that. It got a lot easier and it's doing a good research and finding things that a lot of different companies that we hire couldn't even find. Because when we're giving the right directions,
yeah.
it understands it better because it's not really assuming a lot of things. That's a good
Well,
thing, but even though
well,
sometimes it's annoying.
we're
But
getting the results back so quick that we can then make like we can give feedback on those results. I feel
right.
like that's why it's now able to get the things we need
Mhm.
on the research side
Yeah.
too.
And then I can also quickly spin up like an internal app like you do. For me, I was actually trying to make me a course for because for myself that I
Mm,
want to do 7 day training for certain things, and I'll give it directions and make it an app for me to actually work on it. I'm not going to put it in public if it's going to be good that I want to share it with my friends and colleagues. I can do it, but
mhm,
I'll just do that. But those are easier because I can give specific directions of what I want and what I want it to do. Easier for
right,
me because I know how to build the app.
right.
But I'll do that kind of stuff, and then I have couple internal pages that I track like those things.
Mhm,
So that's fun. I don't have
yeah,
to actually build it for myself. Take forever to build it and put it somewhere to do it. I can just make them do it and just keep tracking it. It's reminding me at certain times. So that's also makes me accountability to
yeah.
do that.
Want to see the next level, the next step?
What?
All right. You haven't seen this yet. And I bought this with my own money so far, but if it's going to work out, I'll expense it. You're not going to be able to see all of it, but
Oh, you built this thing?
so this is what a workstation looks like now.
Are you gonna build it? I
Yeah,
have a couple
so
workstations.
it's open. So it's got two CPUs. It's gonna have a ton of RAM.
I saw
But
some screenshots of something that you're talking to.
yeah, I
Uh,
was yelling at it because it screwed up the pricing. Um, but yeah, it's got GPU. So I'm gonna run a couple of big local models,
Hmm,
LLM models,
I see.
and you'll have access to it too. So I'll open
Okay,
up the
so play with it. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But my everything doesn't get here till later this week, or maybe
yeah.
over the weekend. This will this will also probably replace my uh, crypto mining. I have excess solar um, electricity, like for my off grid stuff.
Yeah.
So it was always free. But this will be, green and clean also, and not use any water and not use any electricity. So, um, but I won't be able to run both. Um, the other one wasn't so profitable anymore. It's kind of, if anyone knows about that stuff, yeah,
I never play with it.
it's pretty expensive to basically spend more money on crypto mining at this
Mm.
point.
But yeah. I mean, like even I know you have a bunch of different agents. I just started playing with sub agents and different agents now that it separates cleanly.
Yeah.
So now I have like what 2 agents in main, but I'm still constantly just communicating with the main one. But it'll
Well,
be interesting. Yeah.
that's further than I've gone though, because I didn't do that yet. The two main agents,
Mm.
I haven't tried that.
Well, it's because it was a separate business. So like I wanted
Right.
to be completely separate. Um, but Yeah, but I haven't actually spun up like sub agents. It spun up its sub agent on its own when I asked them to do like a big job,
Mhm, mhm.
but it goes away.
Yeah, it does that. It's that's more of like a sub process more so they can do parallel
Yeah,
processing.
right.
Um,
But yeah, it's interesting. The, some of the things like the creating like the documents and cleaning up those kind of things gets a little easier. I'll
mhm.
give them directions and sample, and then it'll just match to that format. So those tedious work is definitely
Yeah,
worth it.
yeah. I mean, this is a kind of a model or LLM thing anyways, like, its ability to go through documents, like, we use Google Drive for everything,
Right.
for a lot of things. Like, its ability to go through and, like, audit and clean up,
Mhm.
um, I mean, we've been doing it for 11 years, so we have some garbage in there, they can find it pretty quickly and,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you have duplicates, you have" whatever, it's like, "This was partially done,"
Yeah.
and then I can clean that up pretty quickly too. I
Yeah.
was going to like, this was a personal I was trying to get this to work, and I probably could have, but I would have had to connect it to my personal Gmail.
Mhm.
I was gonna try to clean up files there 'cause I've yet to have to pay for Google,
Yeah. I
for
started paying
personal stuff,
for it.
and I
Yeah.
was hitting the limit,
Yeah.
so I was trying to find ways of cleaning that up, and it ended up giving me really good instructions on it 'cause I just didn't wanna connect it to my either of my like, I don't do it to my personal account
Yeah.
or my Endeavor account. It
Yeah.
has its own, so, like, if I had more trust but that's where the Claude, and Cowork and Desktop, and then Perplexity just came out with one, whether it was today or yesterday,
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah,
that
Manus has it too now.
okay.
We had potential questions that people could ask about this, but I think we'll hold off on this because
Yeah.
we're still experimenting with it. And I'm sure that next month might have a different perspective on this.
Yeah, when it gives my Social Security number out to everyone and does my taxes for me and
It
creates
does a
fraud.
lot more than you'd think. I was
Well, it
surprised.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is almost other than controlling actual applications,
Mhm.
on a desktop, anything in a browser and anything that it can access in the file system, it does really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I even like I some of the things like I was actually trying to have it I was trying to automate some of the processes I have to do for editing and publishing the
Yeah,
podcast. And it told me the limitation, because I was planning it in the beginning. But as long as it access to it, it does a lot more than I thought it could.
uh,
So somewhat scary, somewhat I don't know, not relieved, somewhat. It's like, whoa, okay. But
right.
yeah, but it really definitely but it really depends on like also it depends on the site too, because like they have only limited roles unless it is a more defined and broken down roles to do certain things and can't do. Like I can't
Right.
really it's like I temporarily give some permissions. That's probably why they publish stuff to the production and stuff like that.
I think that's the the one caveat with this system is that let's say you gave your access to a junior person
Mhm.
on your team. They're only so fast. Like they can only physically do things so fast, I feel like.
Yeah.
Whereas these tools are 1,000 times faster. Like as
Yes.
fast as the site can respond, it can be doing things, and it will continue at that rate if it wants to.
Yeah.
So it can destroy everything like in the blink of an eye
Right. So you have to
if it
be
messed up.
extra careful about it because, like, before you know
Yeah,
it, it's just like, I'm like, "Oh,
yeah. That's why I don't give it my access. I give it access to I give it my account, like you said, I'll log in and then change it, whatever,
mm,
temporarily, but I'm usually watching it on a screen too.
yeah." I don't even do that yet because I don't trust
Mm,
it after I saw a
mm,
couple things,
mm.
but, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, hopefully it's literally it's open source. It's updating every day.
Yeah.
So, I think there's something that's gonna be easier to, handle those security and guardrails better, hopefully.
Yeah, well, and if you're not wanting to deal with all the it crashes all not all the time, but it crashes every once in a while too, and especially updates will crash things and break things. If you're not wanting to do all that, there's like I said, there's Claude, Cowork, Desktop, whatever they're calling it. I think those are 2 products. And then Perplexity's, I think they're calling it Desktop. I can't remember. Like
What's
it's a full, it integrates with the Comet browser and all the things like that too. So sure. Well, OpenClaw is free, but my Anthropic bill had a comma in it. So
it depends on what you connected to, like what LLMs you decided to use. So that's
Mhm.
also the flexibility that you can pick and choose, and you
Right.
can put a fallback. Although it doesn't gracefully go to the fallback. I haven't really seen it do that very
No,
well.
no, it doesn't seem to easily.
Right.
It'll try and then eventually get back to it. Kind of
Anyways, but yeah, so that's our experience with it so far, even though we haven't really played with it that long. I mean, you've
yep.
played with it longer than I did, so we'll know more as we go.
Use at your own risk. Good
Yeah,
luck.
I know. And then you probably want to be a little more like if you're not technical, research a little more before you play with it.
Or honestly, maybe not. I mean,
Yeah,
it
we'll just use
unless you know what you're doing, like with networking, at least a general idea of how to block things, I'd maybe shy away from it for a little
right.
bit.
Yeah, just use the ones that LLMs are providing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.